What's happening now across the Niagara frontier? News stories, old stories, stuff you know about and stuff you'd never believe. It's the Niagara Hub Soapbox with Craig Avery.
Well, today we have one of our favorite neighbors here with Family and Children's Services. Dave Burnette is a Fatherhood Advocate is his actual title and position and activity within Family and Children's. But as we've talked before, Family and Children's provides a great service in the community, and it's a stealth type operation. I remember getting involved with them with a campaign to create awareness for the agency when they were looking to renovate the building on Main Street. And one of the biggest problems was they do such great services, but they can't tout it really. You can't go out and talk about what you've done because many of the success stories are very personal and very private for the people in the community. Many of which are dealing with you every day and working at stores or in banks and professional offices, and are using the services of Family and Children's for domestic problems or whatever. So it's a great agency, and it looks great on Main Street right now. You guys are sitting large. Do you have a corner office like the big lawyers or anything, or what? Where do they put you, Dave?
No, I do have a cubicle area, but
There
it's
you
a
go.
nice new office, and I have a bunch of great coworkers around me. So
Cool.
Nice new building. So yeah,
Great,
it's
great.
beautiful over there.
Tell us a little bit about your role in general. How long you've been with Family and Children's, and where you see in your position within the organization?
I've been with Family and Children's since December, and so that's about 6 months now. And the agency, I've just seen great things. As you mentioned, what it is as far as a multitude of different programs for the community, in the community, specifically tailored for this community. And a series of not-for-profits, and we all have maybe our separate expertise that we that we dabble in within the community, but it's a great partnership, and everybody's always working together, and they're able to help each other out, which is great. Refer to each other, and I think it's really nice for families and for individuals who are part of the programs, for any of the programs individually, when they begin to see like there's a need here or something of that nature. It's very easy to refer because you're already kind of a part of Family and Children's.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a great part of it as well. Since we are not for profit and we're not a state agency or something to that effect, it gives us a little less, we'll say, time spent in all the little logistics along the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very easy to communicate with one another and provide the best service that we can.
Right. Your role, Fatherhood Advocate. You said that one time they were calling you Father Advocate, but that had other connotations, that you were going to go around and marry people and provide masses for people. But Fatherhood Advocate, what do you do there?
So as a Fatherhood Advocate, it's always hard to explain when I say that that's what I do. Sometimes if I'm going to be quick about it, I'll just go, well, I'm a social worker. Sometimes it'll be something more to the effect of, if I'm going to get detailed, it's, we do a multitude of things. Within the Healthy Families program, there's family support workers, family assessment workers, and also myself. Myself as a Fatherhood Advocate, I'm also the other two, so I can kind of do a little bit of everything, but I spend more time specifically with fathers. What Healthy Families does is provide basically family support. I like to say we meet the families where they're at, and whatever really they need to be the best parents that they can be for their kids, and whatever we can do to support that along the way, that's what we're there for. It can be things such as with dad specifically, could be maintaining a relationship with children when the relationship with mom isn't working out, and custody things along the way and all that kind of stuff, the legalities of that. Could be just providing parent education. Some dads or some parents might come across and say, I want the best things for my kids, but my parents weren't there as much, or my father wasn't there as much, and what I got to see growing up wasn't what I want to provide for my kids, but I really don't have that in me, so can you kind of show me what I can do to bring the best outcomes for my children. So that community resource referrals, just really a big part of whatever
Yeah.
parents really need.
So individuals come in and get an appointment with you and just kind of sit down and talk about their role as a dad, or do you have classes, or both, or?
A little bit of everything. It starts with referrals. People will get referred. We start prenatally. We aim to start prenatally. We can start young, within 3 months, but we hope to get the ball rolling with the family before the child's even born. And with that, it could be a referral from an OBGYN. It could be a referral from a caseworker that they're already working with. It could be a referral from just somebody in the community, a friend, maybe somebody that says, hey, you know what, I was a part of this program, or my friend was a part of this program, and it might be a great opportunity for you. And so it could be self-referral as well. And police, fire, anybody really in the community. And that's why we partner so much with the community, so that we're all kind of getting each other's back, so we all know what we're doing out there and can refer to each other for whatever people need around us.
Do you find that the guys that come to you, are they proud that they've made that step and come and talk to you, or are they more withdrawn, saying, oh, why do I need, you know what I mean? I guess, what's their attitude as they first meet with you?
It's a mix, because some dads will reach out independently. It could be like something to the effect, again, with custody or something like that, where that they're going, I don't know where else to go, I saw your name, I saw your title, I figured this might be a route for me, and that becomes me working independently with them. If it's a family and mom and dad are involved together, usually it kind of takes that that scene where that I don't really need the help, or I don't need help, because
Right.
I guess it looks at it as help.
Yeah.
And I usually that's why I try to get in there during family assessments and just kind of meet people, because I think when people meet me, it just becomes like, hey, I'm just here to hang out, and hear what you got to say, and start it off as friends, just kind of get to know each other. Sometimes that wall might be up, but it comes down pretty fast, and it's varied, I guess, with dads.
Once you start addressing the things that are bugging them, they just haven't verbalized it yet. That's kind of cool. Give us, it's a Tuesday. Give us your best warm and fuzzy story. Give us a good success story. You got one that you can think of that?
I can. Actually, a warm fuzzy right now. Well, I got a couple. They may not always come across as warm fuzzies, but I have one dad right now who's currently incarcerated, and I've been spending time visiting him at jail. And where we've come, along the way of his interest in his child, and how excited he is in trying to stay where he's at mentally at the same time, because he doesn't want to get ahead of himself. He wants to, make sure that he comes out and he can do the right things. It's just been a blessing to encourage him and be with him along that path, and it helps kind of reflect back to him, because it's, I guess, a lot of what we've done together is just reflecting back to him the things that he's doing well, and even if it's just verbal, and even down to I remember a moment where he had said that actions speak louder than words, and I can sit here and say all I want, but what I do out there is going to be the action, and I'm going, well, that's nail on the head. And the fact that you're saying that and noticing that, then sounds like you have all the power, and you've just empowered yourself, and that's really neat to see. I've had dads recently who are just there all the time, and just really doing their thing, working more, learning what it is to maintain this family, working together, maintaining a relationship while we still have a job, and while all these other things. That's a blessing to see. And I've also had dads recently who, again, relationship wasn't working out with mom, and they're banging their head against the wall going, I want this to work, and I want this to be perfect, and this white picket fence kind of version of what family we might have in our head, yet that wasn't the option, I guess, at the time. And them coming to see how important their child is in their life, and how much they want to work it out so that they can be there with them, and maybe not so much, mom's not working out, but maintaining that relationship and being the best dad they can that way.
I can see it being tough to get started, because who's going to, again, do I need help? And they don't look at it like it's manly if they have a question or whatever. But I could also see you're a very disarming guy. You can just kind of be their buddy first and say, hey, it's not so bad to ask questions and get answers. And we don't have answers; we just have the ability to talk things out. So that's cool. What do you got going? There's got to be a fundraiser involved in this family and children's thing here somehow, right?
Actually, it's not a fundraiser, just community outreach.
That's good news.
So here, I'll actually toss this up here. This is our flyer for our Festival of Fathers, and that is Sunday, June 30th, and that's this Sunday coming up. It's from 2 to 5. It's at Hyde Park at the Splash Park, and it's going to be a rain or shine event. I'm hoping for shine. And prayers and hopes for that for us would be great. But there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different community agencies involved. I actually wrote some down, so I wanted to make sure I touch on everybody. But we're going to have some games there. There'll be some fishing going on. The Department of Environmental Conservation has been great in letting us use some fishing poles, so even people who don't have them will be able to use those.
Are they going to be strict on licenses?
No,
are they
actually,
going to let you fish without a license?
So get this, we were actually we were originally talking about how that's going to work, and the DC has kind of changed their format. It used to be that a DC officer would have to be out there with you in order to be unlicensed and just kind of fish for free and that whole thing. Then it became that we could request. This is legislation that just went through, so for everybody that wants to know out there, you can just request being able to have a free weekend or free day, depending on showing that it's not competitive. But actually this weekend, the last weekend in June, pretty much every year for New York State, June 29th and 30th this year, is a free fishing weekend. So anywhere you want to go in New York State and fish, have at it.
Wow.
On June 29th and 30th. Don't do it past
Wow.
that, then you'll get in trouble. But yeah, so we'll be out there. Fishing is free. No permit needed, no license.
Leave your assault weapons at home.
Leave your assault weapons at home, please. Yes, of course. There'll be games, there'll be prizes, music. We'll have a clown there. Omit that part for people who don't like clowns. We'll keep them away from you.
Clowns are a big issue for people, aren't they?
Some people.
How funny. The Niagara Falls Country Club for years during the Porter Cup would have a clown for the kids during the family barbecue, and the kids were terrified, and they finally a lot of the kids told their parents, I don't want to go because of the clown. So enough parents said, we want to do a clown this year. Who'd they get but the reptile guy? Have you ever seen the reptile guy? He's a guy out of North Tonawanda. I think it's Reptiles Are Us or something. And this guy brings like Gia monsters and snakes and all that. The kids loved it. Now here they're scared to death of a clown, but they just, and from now on the reptile guy shows up at the Porter Cup. So there you go. Next year you can bring the crocodile guy here.
Actually, we came close to it, and that was one of those things that we were like, oh, careful, so maybe next year, we'll see.
Wow, cool.
But again, it's at Hyde Park. It's this Sunday, 2 to 5.
And the other agencies?
The other agencies, so lots of people have helped out with donations, so I want to make sure I just kind of thank them. Sammy's Pizzeria, Frankie's, Ventry's, Buzzy's, Frenchie's, Target.
Good nutritional
all
places.
The good nutritional places, because we'll have free food and drinks for folks. Tops has been very generous. Wegmans, the Aquarium, Niagara Aquarium, Four Seasons Movie Theater. I think I mentioned Target, the Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo Bisons, Walmart. So yeah, a lot of people have helped out in that light. Owen Steed has been a part of us in this endeavor. We'll be helping out with some of the fishing stuff. The Niagara Falls Police, Niagara Falls Fire, the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts will be there. Niagara Power baseball team will be there, and a lot of those guys, they may be signing some autographs as well. The Young Marines, the YMCA, as I said, the DEC, Masonic ID folks helping out with child IDs during that time, and of course Family and Children's Service.
That's excellent. The ID program is big, and that's something. I just looking through our papers the other day, and we still have the fingerprints and everything of our kids when we did that, and that's a great service to have, because as long as you have that information, you can at least know that you're not going, oh man, I should have had that done.
Yeah.
So they'll have it set up to do pictures and fingerprints and stuff like that. The Niagara Power guys, I can't say enough, and especially as a fatherhood advocate, do you get many of the guys that bring their kids to a baseball game, or?
We're hoping to. We're actually going to have, I don't have the date right offhand right now, but we're going to have a family and children's night at the Niagara Power game, at one of the games.
Right.
We're hoping that through this we build more of a partnership. And I've been working with Cal Curran, their general manager, great guy, to work with, and I think he's got a lot of similar passion for fathers and for families, and so we're just really hoping that this starts that ball. He's very into community service, him and his guys, and the baseball team, and so yeah, we're hoping that it just kind of flourishes into something where that we're getting more father-son time and family time at baseball games and working together.
That's excellent. Nothing like a good old baseball game. So, anything else before we cut off here? We're good. You wanted to talk about this in general? I think everybody knows now. If you know somebody that's a new dad or gonna be a dad, there's certainly no harm in this, and a lot of benefits to knock on family and children's door. Ask for Father Advocate Dave, and that'd be a great start for somebody that just get pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, and I should mention too, for the festival, everyone's welcome. I mean, it's not just dads and kids. It's not just dads and sons or anything like that. It's a family event. Dads, grandpas, grandmas, moms, come on out, have a good time. Bring the kids, free food, and bring your swim stuff if it's a nice day. You want to splash around the splash pad.
Cool, cool. And again, the big thing is not everyone's seeing the hub, so if you know somebody that could, say, what do we do this weekend? It's the end of June already, so let's take advantage of the summer. So, Dave, thanks for coming, man. That's so
Thanks
cool.
for having me.
All right, good luck.